had a client come to me recently wanting to make their group work more effective, but finding they kept getting pulled into focusing on just one individual's problems and kind of losing the group, kind of devolving into therapy or some kind of individual session with other people looking on. Hi, this is Mark Silver with Heart of Business, and I've been running groups and teaching and facilitating for actually close to 30 years at this point. And although it's a little bit different than talking about business development or talking about marketing, I wanted to share one of the things that I do in groups to keep it from going there. Because years ago, I used to fall into that trap also, and I'm like, this is not working. It's not working for the other members. It's not really satisfying for the person I'm working with in the hot seat because it gets too deep and it's turning too much into an individual session. And so you don't really have the room to do the individual work, and it's not serving the group. It's a mess. What I like to do, and this takes a little bit of practice, but you can get quite comfortable at it, is that when somebody brings up an issue and they're wanting to go into really solving it, or you're going into that kind of individual work phase, you're on the precipice of stepping into that, I like to actually speak it, right? One of the main things that I've seen work over and over again in almost any business situation where there's a problem is to use honesty and to say, gosh, this is something significant, and it could probably use some individual work. However, in this context, let me help you in this way. So by naming it and flagging it for individual work, everybody can take a breath and know, okay, we see that there's some deeper work here needed, but we're not going to go there. And I am going to get help. I am going to get help. So what I do then, after I say that, is let me name the principle that applies in this situation. Normally, there's some principle or some teaching or some larger context or frame saying, you're looking at it this way. I actually want to encourage all of us, especially if you have an issue that resonates with this one that this person brought up. Notice how I'm bringing other people in, and I'm naming the fact that there's other people in the group that might resonate with the same situation. This is the frame that we want to look at it. Your situation is addressed, I would address it with this teaching or this context or this situation, and then I'll give a little mini teaching, just a couple of minutes, on that frame, on that teaching, and applying it to the details of what they're working on so that I do help them get a little bit of traction moving it forward. I do bring in a teaching and a principle that other people can relate to. And I've named it for what it is. Something that other people resonate with, but that could probably use some more individual work in this instance. I hope that's helpful for you, because group work is something that can be incredibly powerful for the participants. It's actually a really important point of leverage for a service-based business to help make it more profitable and sustainable. And yet you don't want to get caught doing individual sessions with other people just spectating. So I'm curious if you have favorite ways of dealing with those situations yourself, or what comes up for you in seeing this, if this gives you more courage, more incentive to try to step more deeply into doing group work where appropriate. Blessings to you and your business.